Hello Orchid friends, welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, staying healthy and staying safe. Today we're looking at my Cattleya pointer Cheetah. I've had this orchid for probably 5 or 6 years already. It's been quite an enjoyed journey with this orchid. This is a video clip from its last bloom season, last bloom cycle. It gave me 2 flowers. I love how the tiny dots are, spread out on the flowers and the purple lips. Overall, I just really enjoy this orchid whenever it opens. It has a light fragrance. It's not strong by any means, but there's something there. The first few times when it bloomed, I didn't detect any strong fragrance either. And then this last bloom cycle, I was able to, it was easier to detect the fragrance. It is growing kind of outside of the container already. So at that time, I was already thinking about repotting this orchid, but I ended up not doing it because I waited for too long and then it was not the right season to do it. And it also was becoming a little bit top heavy, so I decided to put this whole orchid into another glass jar just to make sure that it won't topple over wherever I put this orchid on the growing rack. And it's worked quite well, and it does look a little bit dehydrated because I tend to give this orchid slightly under the amount it needs. Every time I feel I want to give it more water, I just get a little nervous about overwatering this orchid. But thankfully, it still bloomed for me. And coming up, this is the same orchid, but a year later, and this current bloom cycle, it wanted to put out 2 buds, but really it eventually only matured 1 of them. The other one just kind of shriveled up. And you can also see this orchid is now on a windowsill. This is at my new home, so it's a south-facing window. Before I put this orchid on the bottom shelf of the growing rack in front of a north-facing window. It was doing alright with grow light and everything, and now because I have a southern-facing window, so I decided to move this one over to the windowsill. And in the afternoons, especially spring and summertime, this orchid gets a lot of pretty good light exposure. Not direct sunlight, but very bright light exposure. And in terms of care, now I tend to give this orchid a little bit more than 1/4 cup of water, but because the medium is still very chunky, so the water gets down to the bottom of the cup, the container, very quickly. And I feel the middle level, the top level of the medium just doesn't really get enough water retention. So what I've noticed that this orchid really likes is I use the soaking method. So I would soak this orchid so well and then just let it be for 2 weeks. So it would just be okay that way. And every 7 days I can give this orchid water or soaking it, no problem. But I have noticed that even if I stretch it out for 2 weeks, as long as I soak it so well, 2 weeks is actually a rather ideal interval for this orchid. It just responded very well. And now this time, because it's only 1 flower, so the size of the flower is indeed bigger than previous blooms. So maybe that's just another sign that tells me I need to feed this orchid a little bit more. It does have slow release fertilizer already, and then I use quarter strength fertilizer when I give it. It's water soluble, so when I give this orchid water, that water already contains quarter strength fertilizer. And here's the clip, the video clip. This orchid is very interesting looking. I love the freckles, the dots, and then the magenta or fuchsia color lip. I adore all that characteristics. Now, because the new growths are already kind of growing out onto the sides of the outside of the container, so I knew I needed to give this orchid a repot. And I also use a twist tie to try to keep it tidy, because otherwise it would take up so much horizontal space. It's still in the original container. And by the way, the mixture is a lot of things. I saw some bark chips in there, some rock pebbles, and then some charcoal. So after this rebloom, I did separate this orchid. I actually took division. I separated this orchid into two plants, two different divisions, and then I also got rid of a couple really old, older pseudobulbs, because they were just kind of there but not really, didn't do anything, so I decided to get rid of them. So coming up, you're going to see a clip of one of the two divisions that I made out of this particular orchid. I have two divisions, but I'm going to show you one of them, because the other one, I don't remember why I didn't take a photo or a video of the other one. And here it is. So the plastic cup is a 18-ounce cup, and I do drill holes at the bottom, even though you might see a couple ventilation holes and two drainage holes on the side, because this cup was used for semi-hydro for another orchid, but I drilled additional holes at the bottom, so now this is a inorganic medium setup in a traditional growing method. And on top, you can see I also put in a couple slow release fertilizer granules, but I would still give this orchid quarter strength fertilizer, but probably I need to do it twice a week. I don't know yet, but in terms of care, I think I will pay a little more attention to this orchid, so hopefully it will give me more than one bloom next time around. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!